Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel where we provide mathematics to people that are preparing for their exams, Examinations Council of Zambia. Now in this particular presentation, I'm going to take you through the whole paper, which is the 2019 GCE. Okay, as you may know, each year we have two papers, for the internals and for the GCE. So in this lesson or in this presentation, I'm going to solve the whole paper, which is the 2019 GCE. Okay? So I have the first question, which had A and B. Okay? So let us begin to deal with the first one. Let us begin to deal with the first question. And please, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, can you subscribe? Can you subscribe to our channel? Alright, so let's start with the first one. We have a question from algebra where we are asked to simplify this one. In other words, we need to divide. So how do we divide such a question? So the first thing that we are supposed to do here, okay? The first thing that we are supposed to do is to rewrite this question. So we are going to have 10 x to the power 3 and y to the power 2 over 35 x to the power 5 y to the power 4. Then we change this division sign into a multiplication sign. And after we have done that, we need to get to multiply it by the reciprocal of this fraction here. So which is going to be now 7 x to the power 4, x to the power 4 here, then y to the power 2 over 2x squared y squared. This is how the question is. Okay. So now at this point, we can simplify. We identify what is common. We identify what is common, then we simplify. So when you look at 10 and 35, 5 can go here how many times? 2 times. 5 can go into this one how many times? 7 times. And here we have 3 x's, here we have 5 x's, so here you remain with the x squared. This y squared goes, here this one goes, what do we remain with? Y squared. Multiplied by 7 and 2 do not have a common factor. Then x here into there, you have x squared. Y here, y squared and y squared to go, just like that. So you've seen where we are. Now at this point, we can cross-check. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1. 7x squared, 7x squared, 7x squared. You cancel this one and this one. So what are you remaining with? On top, you have 1, you have 1. So this is going to be 1 over, here we have remained with the y squared. So this is our answer to the first question. This is our answer to the first question. And now allow me to take you to the, to B. To B. Let me take you to question B. Okay? Let me take you to question B. Take you to question B. Okay. So we can even get rid of this whole thing. Well, question B. This is from geometric progression or sequence and series as a topic. So in a geometric progression, GP is geometric progression. The third term is 16 and the fifth term is 4. Calculate the first term and the common ratio. So what are we supposed to do here? We need to come up with the equations, okay? We need to come up with the equations. So the first thing that must come to mind is what formula do we use to find the nth term of a GP? Okay? And that formula is nth term of a GP is first term multiplied by common ratio, then n minus. This is the formula that we use to find the nth term of a geometric progression. So we have been given here that the third term, meaning this one must be 3. The third term is what? is 16. So we are going to say AR2, this is equals to 6. I hope you understand where this 2 is coming from. When we say 3 minus 1, so that is going to give us 2. So this is the equation for the third term. Then the fifth term is 4. So it's going to be 5 minus 1. So we're going to say AR to the power 4 is equals to 4. This is the equation for the fifth term. So we are saying it's n minus 1. So which is 5 minus 1, we get 4. So to get, now we need to solve these two equations simultaneously. So what are we supposed to do? We divide the second equation by the first equation. We divide the second equation by the first equation. Okay? So meaning, we need now to say this one, we need to divide it by the second equation in this manner. So once we have done this, then we can simplify here. R there, we're going to remain with R squared. This is equals to 1 over 4. This is equals to 1 over 4. Okay? We have simplified 4 into 4 into 16, that is what we're getting. Then as you can see here, our R is squared. So what do we get? We need to say R is equals to the square root of 1 and 4, which will give us 1 over 2. Okay? We're going to concentrate on the positive. Okay? So this is what? The common ratio. Remember that this question is asking us to find the first term and the common ratio. We are finding the first term and the common ratio. So the common ratio is R. The first term is A in this formula. Okay? So having found the common ratio, we can use one of these two equations to find the first term. So if we want to use this one, we can say A multiplied by 1 over 2. Okay. 1 over 2. Take note, this one here, it could be a negative or positive. So 1 over 2, then we have 16. When you work out this one, it's going to give you 1 over 4A is equals to 16. Are we together? This is what we're going to get here. At this point now, we need to multiply both sides by the multiplicative inverse of 4. Remember, we need to get rid of 1 over 4 here, so that we remain with A alone. A is the first term. So what are we supposed to do in this case? So the multiplicative inverse of 1 over 4 is 4 over 1, which is just the same as 4. So you multiply it both sides, this and that. So you remain with A is equals to, when you multiply this, what you get? You get 64. So A is equals to 64 and R is equals to 1 over 2. Okay. This is the first term. This is the common ratio. So we have answered the first question here. This one we have successfully answered it. So that is what we got there. So now we can go to the 10th term. The 10th term. 10th term. Okay. We said this is our formula, isn't it? So 10th term. A is 64 multiplied by 1 over 2. When we put 10 here, okay? When you put 10 here, it is going to be 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1, so this is going to be 9. Okay? So when you multiply this 1 over 2 by itself, how many times? 9 times. Okay? This 1 over 2, 1 over 2 until they are 9. You will discover that on top you are going to get 1. Down here, I'm going to get 512. Okay? So this is going to be 64 multiplied by 1 of 512. Okay? So this is what we are getting. This is what you are getting in. So now we can go further and write this as 64 over 5. Okay. So now, when you look at this fraction, it's the question of us simplifying it. You can be breaking it down, okay, in bits until you simplify it fully, okay? But then you discover that 64 can go into both of these numbers. So 64 into 64 is 1. 64 into 512 it's 8. So this is what is going to be our 10th term here. 1 over 8. Okay? That is what we're going to get here. So we can proceed and look at the other question here. We can proceed and look at the other question. Proceed and look at the other question. Okay, so we have the other question is the sum to infinite. The sum to infinite. Now don't worry, this formula is like for the sum to infinite, it's given in the question paper. So you should be able to get it from the cover there. Okay? That's on page 1. So the sum to infinite is given by the formula A, which is first term minus. Okay. So in our case, what is our first term? 64 over 1 minus 0.5. Okay. This can also be 0.5. Alright? This can also be 0.5, 1 over 2. Then we proceed here. This is going to give us 64. When you subtract 1 minus 0.5, you get 0.5. And this one, when you divide what you get, you're going to get 128. Okay? This is what you're supposed to get. So let me take you to question 2. Okay? Let me give you question 2. So this is question 2A. This was question 2A. So let's continue to look at the determinant of matrix Q is given by 8, 12, x minus 4x is 8. Okay? Find the value of x. Now, when we are given the determinant, we need to write an expression for the determinant, then equate it to 8, because 8 has been given as the determinant. So we need to write the expression first thing. So we are going to say, how do we write the expression for the determinant? We find the product of these elements in the measure diagram, which is 8 multiplied by x minus 12 multiplied by x minus 4. This must give us 8. Okay, so this is going to be 8x minus 12x minus 48 is equals to 8. Okay? Then we can further break it down as x minus 12x plus 48 and then 8. Okay? This one here. So then here what do we get? This is going to give us negative 4x is equals to 8 minus 48. This one has to go the other side, and you know the additive inverse is a minus. So this is going to give us minus is equals to negative 40. So when you divide both sides by negative 4, and here you divide by negative 4, this is going to give us x is equals to 10. X is equals to 10. So take note of that. Now, if our x is equals to 10, so we can go back to the original matrix and now do the substitutions. So what is it? So we're going to have 8, 12, 10 minus 4. We get 6. Then here we have 10. So this is it, how this matrix is supposed to be. So we go to the next one. Find the inverse of Q. So what is the inverse of Q? That is what we are looking at. How do we find the inverse of Q? So to find the inverse, we say the inverse of Q is equals to 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint. Multiplied by the adjoint of matrix A. So 1 over the determinant. What is our determinant? 8. What is the adjoint? These two elements in the major diagonal, they will switch positions. So we're going to have 10 here and 8. And these other two, they maintain the positions but only change their signs, or you multiply by a negative term. So you have negative 6 and negative 12. Okay? If you want, you can distribute this fraction, but suffice to mention that even if you left it at this point, you won't be penalized. Alright? So let us end here and take this one as our inverse. And then we move on to question B. We move on to question B of 2. Okay? Okay. Copy question B. This is question B. Okay? Copy it nicely and come with me, we solve together. Okay. I hope you have read the question. So, I told you the Venn diagram below shows the optional subjects that all the grade 9, the grade 10 learners at Kasambira Secondary School took in a particular year. So this is the information that we have. So given that 12 learners took music, find the value of x. So music, this is what we have in music. Okay? So in music we have what? X minus 3, which is this one, plus x plus 2 plus x minus 2. We need to equate this to 12. Okay? So how many x's do we have? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 3x because all of them are positives. Then when you look at this 2 is a positive and this 2 is a minus. So this will give us a 0. Then we have minus 3 is equals to 12. 3x is equals to 12 plus 3. Okay? Then you have 3x is equals to 15. So you divide both sides by 3, you get x is equals to 5. X is equals to 5. This is the value of x. Okay? So now, if this is the value of x, then this one is x minus what? 3. So it's supposed to be 2 here. This one is x plus 2. So it's supposed to be 7. This one is x minus 2. So it's supposed to be 3. Okay? So, we can now go on. How many learners were in grade 10 this particular year? So we need to add all these now. We are adding everything after we have known what these are. So we are going to say, when this one is added to this one, what are we getting? This is going to give us 50. Okay? This is going to give us 50 plus C. This one we have 109. 109 plus 5, we're going to get what? We are going to get 114. Those are the learners that were there. Then we go to 3. 3A. Find the number of learners who took one optional subject only. One optional subject only. One optional subject only. We are looking at this one, as well as this one. So when you add this, what are we getting? We're going to get 109 learners, 109 learners. Find the number of learners who took 2 optional subjects only. 2 optional subjects only. So, those that took, where do we have the intersection? It's this part here, as well as this one. So it is 3 plus 2. What do we get? This is going to give us 5. This is going to give us 5. So, I hope you are following, and these are the answers that were expected. So, we move on to question 3. Okay? Okay, so welcome to question 3. So we are looking at question 3 now. Remember, we are still looking at 2019 GCE exam. So question 3 also had 2 parts. The first one is from algebra, where we need to express this fraction as a single fraction, where these 2 fractions are a single fraction in its simplest form. Okay, so as you may know, each time when we are dealing with fractions, what are we supposed to do first? The first thing that we are supposed to do is to come up with the lowest common multiple. So in our case there, the lowest common multiple is, we're going to get those same 2. Okay, so we're going to have n minus 3. Then this side we're going to have n minus 2. Okay. Then when you divide this, okay, n minus 3 into this expression, this one will cancel with this one. So we're going to remain with n minus 2. So we say 5 multiplied by n minus 2 minus the same thing this side. When this one divides, we'll remain with, so it will be, oh, this is supposed to be 6 here. 6, and this will be 5. N minus 3. Okay, then the concentration now will be on the denominator. So you need to, we simplify the denominator part. So we're going to have 6 n minus 12 minus 5n plus 15. That's what we're going to get, isn't it? Then you collect the like terms together. Here we have n minus 3. Here we have n minus 2. So when you collect the like terms together here, you have n, we have 6n minus 5n, n minus 3, n minus 2. Okay, so when you simplify this one, what are we going to get? You get n minus, here, this is going to give us plus 3. Over n minus 3, n minus 2. This is what we are going to get. Okay? This is what we are going to get as our final answer here. So I need to take you to the second part. Which is vectors. Okay? Vectors is a compulsory question in section A. So it's one topic that you are supposed to give particular attention to avoid the unnecessary reduction of marks in your exam. Okay. So let's proceed and look at this part. I've dealt with this one, dealt with this part. We can even get rid of this whole thing here. Okay. Get rid of this whole thing. So, B, question 3b, in the diagram below, OA is given by A, OB is given by B, then the ratio AC, okay, AC to CB, so this is 1 and this is 2. That's what that means. Then the first question is in terms of express in terms of A and B, these vectors. Okay, these vectors. So for instance, the first one is AB. So AB. So how do we find this vector? So we need to say AB is equals to AO plus OB. What are we going to get here? What we are given is OA. So AO is the opposite, so it will be minus plus B. This is what is going to be our answer for the first question, which is AB. Then we move on to AC. AC. Okay. We move on to AC. Right? Now, you need to note one thing here, that AC, okay, we are given here the fraction that AC is 1 over 2, that is the ratios AC to CB, okay? This is 1 and this is 2. Then the total is that from A to B is supposed to be like 3, isn't it? So in terms of fraction, AC is 1 over 3 of AB. So AC, in terms of fraction, it's 1 over 3 of the total, which is AB. Okay? So this is going to be 1 over 3. What is our AB? Our AB is minus plus B. You can leave it at this point, or you can simplify it further by distributing. Okay? By distributing, so you are going to get minus 1 over 3A plus 1 over 3B. Okay? Take note of that. We need now to go to C. We need now to come to C here. Okay? OC. Okay? So OC is going to be equals to OA plus AC. Okay? So our OA is given here as A plus our AC. What is our AC? Okay? Our AC is given here. Okay? Our AC is given here. So when you bring this part here, so this is going to be minus 1 over 3A plus 1 over 3B. So as you can see in this expression, we have got like terms. We have like terms, so we need to simplify this part here. We need to simplify this part. So if you want, you can do it separately here to say A minus 1 over 3A. This will be 1. 3 here, 1 into 3 is 3A minus 1A. So this is going to give us 2A over 3. Okay, so here we are going to get 2A over 3 plus 1 over 3B. Are we together? That's what we are supposed to get there. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to get. This is what we are supposed to get here. Okay, so now we can proceed and deal with the last question. We can proceed and deal with the last question here. Proceed and deal with the last question. And the last question says, given that M is the midpoint of OC, show that AM is equals to 1 over 6 open brackets B minus 4. So AM, okay? So meaning we need to say, okay, this is what we are given here. If this M is the midpoint, so show that AM is equal to this one. So which is the AM? So how do we find AM in? So that is one thing that we are supposed to do. Okay? That is one thing that we are supposed to do. Alright? That's one thing that we are supposed to do. So AM, okay? AM is equal to what? AM is equals to AO plus OM. Okay? That's what you are supposed to know. So now, what is our our AO. Our AO is the opposite of this one. So it's minus plus our O, okay? Our OM. Okay? So we can first of all maybe find OM. OM. Remember, we have been told that F is the midpoint of this whole thing. So it means this OC, we need to divide it by what? By 2. We need to divide this whole thing by 2. Okay? So when you divide this whole thing by 2, it's like you have, when you divide this whole thing by 2, for instance, if we say divided by 2, it is as good as multiplying, because it's like 2 over 1. So multiplying this, dividing this by 2, it is as good as us saying you multiply by 1 over 2. Okay? So when you multiply this whole thing by 1 over 2, what are you going to get? You are going to get 2a over 6 plus 1 over 6b. This is our OM. This is our OM, which is a half. Okay. So now this is what we are going to bring here. Take note, this is our A. So this is what we are going to bring here, which is 2a over 6 plus 1 over 6b. So then again we simplify the like terms. We simplify the like terms here. This is over 1. We have 6 here to be minus 6c, to be minus 6a plus 2a plus 1 over 6b. Okay? Then when you simplify this one, this is going to give us minus 4a over 6 plus 1 over 6b. Okay? Now usually, when you are given an expression in this case, we like rewriting it where we bring the negative to the other side. So it would be or 1 over 6b minus 4a over 6. Okay? Now, when you look at this expression now here, what is common here? You can factorize the denominator, which is 6, is common. So we can say we have 1 over 6 common. When we remove this 1 over 6 here, what do we remain with? Here you just remain with b. Here what are you going to remain with? Remain with 4a. So this is what we are supposed to get. Then you can say hence or therefore shown or proved. This is what we are supposed to do. Okay. So now I'm taking you to question 4. We have done question 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to question 4, which is construction. So let us see how we are supposed to construct this question. Okay. So welcome to question 4, which is construction. Question 4a, Roman numeral 1 reads, construct triangle JKL in which KL is 8 centimeters, KJ is 6 centimeters, and JL is 10 centimeters. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to do. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is to come up with a sketch. Okay, a sketch of this triangle. So we are told it's supposed to be J, K, and L. So here we are told that JK, this is what? 6 centimeters. Okay. Then KL, this is what? 8 centimeters. Then JL, this is 10 centimeters. So this is the guide. This is a guide, so we can begin to do the work. Okay, we can begin to do the actual work now. So we are told we're told that 6C JK here should give us JK must give us 6 centimeters. So we can measure our 6 centimeters here. You know, we are supposed to start from 0. So since my 0 is not very clear, I'll start from 1, but I'll go up to 7 because I was supposed to start from here. So I'll go up to this point. So this is 7 centimeters. This is 6 centimeters. So this is JK. Okay? Now take note that from J up to L, it is 10 centimeters. Then from K up to L, it's 8 centimeters. So we can start with either, okay. So this one, it's 10 centimeters. So I can measure 10 centimeters here using my compass. Now remember, I'm starting from 1. So 10, instead of going up to 10, I'll go up to 11. Okay. So then I put it here. Okay. Then do an arc. Do an arc here. This is 10 centimeters from J. Then we do another one, which is 8 centimeters from K to L. Do another one, which is 8 centimeters. So I'll start from 1 and go up to 9. So this is what I'm going to do here. Okay. Then, so I'll join this point where they're intersecting here. Supposed to join here. Okay. Supposed to join here. Also have this. Okay. So this is what we are going to get. And this is where our L is going to be. Okay. So the question here now is measure and write angle JLK. Okay? So we measure the angle JLK. So we're measuring this angle here. So how do we measure? So we bring this one here, the 90 degrees must be at the center. Okay? Take note, then we are starting from 0 here to count. 0, 10, 20, 30. So this is, I think, 38 here. This is 38. Okay. So this angle is going to give us 38 degrees. Okay. Then we go to the next question, which is B. Within triangle JKL, draw the locus of points which are, the first one is 5 centimeters from J. 5 centimeters from J. So we are going to get our ruler here. Then we get our compass, measure 5 centimeters. So I start from, so I'm going to go up to 6 because I'm starting from 1. So this is my 5 centimeters. Okay? This is my 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeters from J. Okay, within the triangle. That is that. Okay? That is that. Alright? That is what we are supposed to do. So, this one, if you want, we can label it here to say, this is B, Roman numeral 1. Okay? Then we have what? 3 centimeters from JL. 3 centimeters from JL. So, JL is this line here. So we need a line that is parallel to this one, but in between they should maintain a constant distance of 3 centimeters. Okay? So we are going to get 3 centimeters here. This is what we are going to do. We're going to get 3 centimeters. So this is going to be my 3 centimeters. Okay? So we can draw the arc, okay? Maybe here from here I can draw an arc, which is for 3 centimeters. Then even here also can draw an arc, which is for 3 centimeters. Then now you join the top, okay? the top part of these two lines here. You join. Okay? Now we are concentrating for within the triangle. So these are just guiding us here. So that is what we are supposed to have. Okay? So this is B Roman numeral 2 here. Okay? Then the next one is equidistant from JK and JL. So what is common here? The common letter is J. So we need to construct, we need to bisect this angle J. So we need to bisect this angle J here. Okay? Okay, so how do we construct the angle? We come here, come up with an arc here, and another arc here. Then we shift, use these two arcs now. Okay, we can even extend this point. Then we come this side also. Okay, so you've seen here where these two are bisecting here. That's why we need now to draw a line from J that passes through this point. Okay, so this is a bisector here, but it's supposed to end within. So, but this part it's what? B Roman numeral 3. So take note of the parts that we want here. You should be very considerate because you end up misleading yourself. So the first one that we did was this one. Then the second one is this one. So this one we just used it. It was an arc that we just used. It's not one of the locus or points that we've constructed. Okay. Then now we can go on here. So we go to C. Now we want to read this question C. A point Q within triangle JKL is such that it is greater than or equal to 5 centimeters from greater than or. Okay, now remember the 5 centimeter that we did was this one here. The 5 centimeter from J is this one. Now because we are told that greater than, so it's beyond this side. Take note of that. Then from there we are told that less than or equal to 3 centimeters from JL. Okay? So this is that other locus or point which we constructed, which was 3 centimeters from JL, but less than. So meaning when we are on this, we are looking at the region that is closer to JL. So when we are here, we are looking at the other side. Okay? And nearer to JK than to. So when we constructed this bisector here, we have got two parts. There is this one, this region that is this side. It is nearer to JK. Then the region that is up there is nearer to JL. So when they are saying nearer to JK, it means when we are following this, we are looking at this part that is here. Okay? So we are told that indicate by shading the region in which. So when you shade the region that qualifies for all the 3 points, for all the 3 statements here, it's this one here. This is the region that qualifies. Okay? This is the region that qualifies here. Are we together? This is the region that qualifies. And this is where our Q must lie. Okay? So we can go now to question 5. Okay? Question 5a reads, solve the equation 13 minus 9x minus 5x squared is equals to 0, giving your answers correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, that is our 5a. Okay, so this is the equation that we are supposed to solve. Now, you should know that to solve this equation, you are always given a formula that you are supposed to use here. This formula, the first one, quadratic equation, that's the formula that we are supposed to use in this case. Okay? So we're going to say x is equals to minus b plus minus b squared minus 4a, okay, over 2a. All right? Then we just have to identify our a, our b, and our c here. So our c is this constant, which is 13. Our b is this coefficient of a variable which is not squared, so it's negative 9. Our a is the coefficient of a squared variable or letter, which is negative 5. After that, we feed these values in the formula. Okay, so look at this. Our b is a negative, and on the negative we have, on the formula we have a negative. So this negative and this negative will give us a positive. So here I'm just going to write 9 plus minus. Okay, again here we have over, minus our a multiplied by c, which is 13. Okay, over 2 multiplied by our a. Okay, so we go down and say 9 plus or minus, this is 40, 9 here, minus, this is going to give us minus 260, okay, over negative 10. Okay, then at this point you go on now and say 9 plus minus. When you add this that time inside here, what do you get? You get 341 over negative 10. All right, this is x. So as you may know here, or as you can see, we have got two signs, a plus and a minus. So meaning x is going to give us two values. The first one is where we're going to say 9, which is this one, 9 plus the square root of what? 341 equals. Have you seen what we're getting? Okay. Then you divide this one by negative 10. So you say divided by negative 10. What do you get? You are getting x is equals to negative 2 point. Remember the question said we round off to 2 decimal places, eh? But it is advisable in the exam that first, in case you make a mistake, write this whole thing. You write this in full. Then the second part is where you're going to write it to 2 decimal places. That is what is advisable, just in case you don't know how to correctly round off to 2 decimal places. So in this case, our answer will be negative 2 point, okay, because we're supposed to knock out the 6 here, so you add a 1 to the preceding number, because we said for 5 and numbers that are above 5. Okay, so this is what is going to be our value, one value of x. And the second one, we come back to say x will be equals to, we repeat the same process. Now we're going to say 9 minus, because now we're using the same sign, the other sign, minus the square root of 341 equals. Okay, you do our equals, that's what you're getting. Then you say divided by negative 10. Have you seen what you're getting? You're supposed to write this thing in full before you round off. Okay, you write it first in full here, then the second part, that's where you round off. So when we round off to 2 decimal places, we're going to get 0.95. So these will be the values of x. Okay, these will be the values of x. So let's go to 5b. 5b, here is the question. 13 cubes of the same size, numbered 1 to 13, are placed in a bag. If 2 cubes are drawn at random from the bag, one after the other and not replaced, what is the probability that, Roman numeral 1, both cubes are odd numbers? Okay? 2, 1 cube is even numbered. Okay? So here, it's like we have a bag, and in this bag we have these cubes where we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay? That's what we are told. Now, this question involves two types of numbers. They are odd numbers and the even numbers. So we can identify odd numbers here. Where are odd numbers? These, okay, 11, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, and those that have remained are even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. These are even numbers. So these are odd numbers and these are even numbers. So the question here is telling us that find the probability that both cubes are odd numbered. That is 5b Roman numeral 1. That's what we are dealing with. Okay. Both are, so it's like we are saying the probability of the first one being an odd number and also the second one being an odd number. Okay. So now, what are we saying? Let's go into this bag. How many odd numbers? Okay. How many odd numbers do we have? They are here. The odd numbers are here. Okay. And there are 7. So the probability of picking the first one as an odd number, it is 7 over 13 multiplied by, what is the probability that even the second one is going to be an odd number? So take note here that one odd number has been removed at this point and it hasn't been replaced. So it means the total number of odd numbers has reduced from 7 to 6. Are we together? So the probability of picking the second one also as an odd number, it will be 6 over 12. Why 12? Because also the total number has reduced, okay, from 13 because of 1 which was removed. So this is going to be 7 over 13 multiplied by 1 over 2. As you can know, we can simplify this part here. 6 into 6 and then. So what do we get? This is going to give us 7 over 26. 7 over 26 will be our answer here. Then probability, the second one, is saying only 1 is an even number. Only 1 is an even number. It means 1 could be an even number, okay? Then the other one is an odd number, or we can say not an odd number, okay? Only 1 is an even number, okay? So I want you to get the attention here. Only 1 is the even number. So we can have a probability of where we have an even number and then the second one is not an even number. Okay? The second one is not an even number here. Not an even number, or maybe an odd number. Or we can have the first one being not the even number, then the second one is the even number. So remember, this is even number and the other one which is not an even number or maybe odd number, okay? But the question just says not an even number. So it could be another number because we have a lot of the types of numbers in this box. So if the first one is an even number, take note here. The first one is an even number. So this is going to be what? Even numbers, how many are they? They are 6. 6 over 13 multiplied by the second one. The second one. Okay? If the first one that was picked was an even number, the second one, which is not an even number, or maybe we say an odd number, it stands at 7. But the total number has reduced from 13 to 12. Take note of that. Or is plus. Then not an even number now, meaning this case, if this case did not happen, then we had this one, where you pick the first one is not an even number, or in other words, where we say you pick one of these numbers that are here, which we call odd numbers, okay? Where you have odd numbers. These are odd numbers here, okay? Or maybe we can just say this is the odd number and also this one an odd number, okay? So that we have it better like that. So if, this is even, then this one is an odd number, sorry. Okay. So we are saying if the first one to be picked is an odd number, what are we going to have? We're going to have 7 over 13 multiplied by the second one. If it's an even number, the second one. Remember, the even numbers are still at what? At 6 in the box. But the total number has reduced from 13 to 12. So if the second one has to be even, then it will be 6 over 12. Now, take note that at this point we can simplify these here. Say 6 here, it's 2. 6 here, it's 1. So meaning we have 7 over 26 plus, even here 6 here 1, 6 here 2. So even here we can have 7 over 26. So what does this give us? This will give us 14 over 26. Okay? So 14 over 26. 14 over 26 is giving us 7 over 13. 7 over 13. But I must mention that you can also solve this same question using a tree diagram. Using a tree diagram, and maybe it will be easier for you. Where you say, okay, the first picking even number is going to be what? Or maybe you can say odd number. This is odd number, even number. And this is also odd number, even number, also odd number, even number. Okay, so you know that if the first one to be picked is an odd number, this will be 7 over 13. And the second one will be 6 over 13. And for this one, or 6 over 12. Then for even numbers here to be 6 over 12. Then this is 6 over, okay? Then here you're going to have what? The second one, I think this will be 5 over, 12, yes. Then this will be 7 over 12. Then you can now use these. This is odd, even number. Then this will be even number, odd number, even number, even number. It will be you can use these. Maybe they'll be better for you like that. Okay? Because like now for the first one, which is odd, you just need to multiply this one and this one. That will give you what we got. For the other one, which was saying only one is an even numbers, so you get this one, what you get here, and add it to what you get here. You'll still be able to get the same answer. Okay, that's what you're supposed to get. So now I'm taking you to question 6. So question 6a reads, the gradient function of a curve is y is equals to 6x plus 8. Find the equation of the curve passing through the point 1, 2. Okay, That's 3 marks. Okay, so what the question means by stating this as the gradient function is that you know that gradient function is dy dx in this case. We are told that this is dy dx. That is what we have, this one. That is what this means, gradient function. Okay, so then we need to go back to this was derived from some equation of the curve. So to reverse the process, we need to do the antiderivative, which is the integration. So we need to integrate this one, okay? We need to integrate this process, all right? So now, when we are integrating, we are getting now the original y, which was the differentiated to come to this. So how do we do the integration? We say 6, here we have 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 plus 3x 0 plus 1, because here there is an x that has a coefficient of 0, which is the same as 1, plus c, okay? And this is going to give us y is equals to 6x squared over 2 plus 3x plus c. And this is going to give us y is equals to 3x squared, okay? 3x squared. This is going to give us 3x squared, okay? Oh, okay. Take note. The original question had 8 here. Take note. This is 8, okay? This is 8 here, the original question. This is 8, okay? So plus 8x plus c, okay? That is what we are supposed to get. Now, at this point now, we need to find this. We need to know this, okay? Now, if you remember in the question, we were told the curve that passes through the point what? A point was given here that it's 1, 2. Okay, so what this means is that this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So where there is y, we can put 2. Where there is 1, where there is x, we put 1. So we can put 2 here. We say okay. So we can see what we are going to get here. So this is going to give us 2 is equals to 3 plus 8 plus c. Are we together? And this, we go further, we get 2. This is going to give us 11 plus c. Then 2 minus 11 is equals to c. So c is equals to -9. This is the value of c. So now, when we go back to this, because this is the equation that we want of the curve, except that we did not know what our c is. So now we'll write the equation, okay, of the equation of the curve now is what? This same equation, you rewrite this equation. Then where there is c here, you put what? -9. So we're going to have y is equals to 3x squared plus 8x minus 9. Okay? Okay, so this is the equation. This is the equation of the curve. Okay? So now we go to B. Okay? We go to 6b. So 6b is the flowchart below shows the steps in calculating the volume of a solid given the base area A and the height h. So the flowchart is given here. Okay? The flowchart is given here. Okay? This is the flowchart. Then down here we have a question that says, write the corresponding pseudocode for the flowchart given above. Okay? So now, how do we write the pseudocode? It's just a statement of ways that corresponds to this one. So we have, what is the first? So here we're dealing with what? 6b. So this is how we are supposed to write this. We're just following these words. So we have the first word here that says start. The second one is what? Enter. Enter, we can say maybe enter A, or you can write enter base area here. Okay, you can say right. Then we continue. Here, as you can see, we have a decision. Okay, we have a decision that has to be made. So in our case, this is saying, is area less than 0? If yes, we need to have this case. Then as here we're going to say, if area is less than 0, okay? Then, okay? Going to say, then we follow these instructions here, okay? Then display, okay? Then display error message, okay? And then you say A must be positive, okay? A must be positive. That's what you're supposed to write there, okay? Then, if this is not the case, we are going to say now, else, okay? Else, what is the next thing? Enter height, okay? So we're going to say else, enter height or h, okay? And say else enter height or h. Even this one I said you can write it like enter base area there, okay? Then from this point we can now say if h, which is height, is less than 0, okay? What are we supposed to do? Look at this, we have another. Yes. Then we're going to go through the same thing. Then we say display error message, and then you say h must be positive. You say h must be positive. So you say then display error message. You say h or height must be positive. Okay. This is where we are. Then we come to else. Okay? Else now. Else, what are we supposed to have? If this is not the case, then we need to work out this part, isn't it? We need to work out this part. So we're going to say now, else volume is equals to area multiplied by height. Okay? That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do here. Okay? Then here we can say and if. Okay? And if, then we can at this point say, as you can see now from this point, we have display volume. Okay? Display volume, then stop. Okay, so this is basically what we are supposed to do here. All right, so having done this, we are going to question 7, which is section B, where you are supposed to answer 4 questions. But in this case, since we are revising, we'll do everything. Okay? So this is question 7, linear programming. Answer the whole of this question on a sheet of graph paper. Mipando makes 2 types of chairs for sale, dining and garden. He intends to make at least 10 dining chairs and at least 20 garden chairs. He wants to make not more than 80 chairs altogether. The number of garden chairs must not be more than 3 times the number of dining chairs. A. Let x be, okay. Let x be, so we need to assign variables. Let x be what? The number of dining, okay, dining chairs, and then y be the number of garden chairs. Okay, write 4 inequalities to represent the information above. Okay, so we need to write these 4 inequalities. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what are they? We need to assign the variables. Okay, we need to assign the variables here. So maybe we even do well to do everything on the graph paper in advance. Okay, so we can write the inequalities on the graph paper because everything should be on the graph paper. Okay, so we have said x dining chairs, y for garden chairs. Okay, so he intends to make at least 10 dining chairs. So the first inequality here is going to be so this is question 7a. Okay, so the first inequality here is going to be x should be greater than or equal to 10 because of this at least. Okay, at least 10 chairs. So that is what we're dining chairs. So that is the first inequality. The second one is and at least 20 garden chairs, which is y. So again, this is going to be at least, so it could be greater than or more. I mean, it could be greater than or equal to. So this is the second one. Then he wants to make not more than 80 chairs altogether. Okay, so meaning when we add x and y, not more than, this must not exceed, shouldn't, so it should be equal to this 80 or less than. So this is going to be also our third inequality. Okay, then the fourth inequality, the number of garden chairs. Take note, garden chairs is y. The number of garden chairs must not be more than, so meaning it must be less or equal to, must not be more than, must be less or equal to 3 times the number of dining chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are our inequalities. Okay, that part is done. And now we have got this part now. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 10 chairs on each axis, draw x and y axes for, that is for x, it must be both of them from 0 up to 80. respectively, and shade the unwanted region to indicate clearly the region where the solution of the inequalities lie. So what we are going to do here, we are going to plot these inequalities, okay? We're going to plot these inequalities. So we draw our graph here. We draw, our axis. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to draw, okay, the axis. This is how we are supposed to draw it. From 0, as you know that this is 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters must represent 10 units on both. So as you can see, we're told we're supposed to start from 0 up to 80 on both. So that is 10, 20 up to 80 on both axes. Okay. Then now we come to the inequalities. Now when we are graphing, we'll be treating these as equations. Okay. So the first one, in terms of an equation, this is like x is equals to 10. So the x-axis is this one here, the horizontal one. So where do we have 10 on the x-axis? It's this one here. So we draw a vertical line here, okay? And it must be solid because of the bar there. Then greater than or equal to. So when we are on 10 here, this region as we go this side, it's greater than. So the unwanted region that we're asked to shade is this one, which is less. So we need to shade this part here. Okay, we need to shade this part here. Shade like this. Now we go to the second one. In terms of an equation, so we can name this one. This is x is equals to 10 in terms of an equation. Okay, what shows the inequality is the shading. So y is equals to 20. It's also this part here. We draw, this is now for y. So we draw like this. And this is in y is equals to 20. Then we're shading the unwanted region. So we want the part that is greater. So the unwanted is the one that is below. So this is the one that we are supposed to shade here. You shade this region. This is the unwanted region. Okay, this is the unwanted region. Then we go to the other part here, this one. Okay, now this one, it has got both variables, x and y. So for me, what I find easier to do when you've got such a case, x plus y is equals to 8. So you come up with a table of coordinates where you have x and y. So I just use 2. And in this case, I'll put a 0 here and a 0 here. So I'm going to say, when x is equals to 0, if you put 0 here, what will be y? Y will be equals to 80. If y is equals to 0 here, y is equal to 0, what will be x? X will be equals to 80. So we have 0, 80 and 80, 0. So we use these 2 points. So 0, 8, 0 is here. You follow it. 0, 80, it's this point here. Then 80, 0, it's this point here. Then you join these 2 points. Okay? You join these 2 points. You can use, you can use a ruler. You join these 2 points. Okay? You join these 2 points here. Okay? So this is what we're going to have from A to this point, this one. Now look at the below, less or equal. So this we are looking at, the true region is the one that is below here. So the unwanted region is this one that is up. So we're supposed to shade this part. We don't want this part here. We shade this part that we don't want. You don't want this part, you shade this part. You don't want this part, you shade. Okay, this. And take note, we still have 1, okay? We still have 1, which is this one here, okay? Now, what are we supposed to do? This one also has got both what? So in terms of an equation, it's like this one, okay? So I'll also do the same thing. X to y. If we put 0 here where there is x, what will be y? This will be 3 multiplied by 0. So y will also be equals to 0. Then we can come here and pick one of these coordinates. Then you multiply it by what? By 3. Okay? Now, for instance, if you pick 80 and put 80 here, it will be too big, and you're going to find the y coordinate which is not on the graph. So you need to be mindful of that. So we can try 20. If x is equals to 20, meaning 3 multiplied by 20, what do you get? This is going to give you 60. I think we can use these 2 points. The first one is 0, 0, which is this one. The second one is 20, 60. 20, 60, which is this point here. 20, 60. Then now we draw a straight line again that joins these 2 points. Okay. Now, again, when you look at this one, okay, this is less. Y is less or equal to. So in this case, we are talking about the region that is below the graph or the line. So the region that we want is this one that is below here. So the unwanted region is this one that is this side. So we're supposed to shade this part here. Shade this part like this. Okay. So have you seen now the region that we have remained with? Okay. You've seen the region that we have remained with. This is the region that we want. This is the region that we want. Okay. So don't forget this. We can call it in terms of an equation is equals to 80, and this one in terms of an equation it's y is equals to 3x. Okay, so we have done this part. Okay, we have done this part. So we can come back to our question here where we have b, or maybe if you like you can say here 7b. We can say refer to the unshaded region. Maybe we can say marked R. Okay, we can mark this just to show that this is the region where the solutions must lie. Okay, then after this we have got questions that follow. So given that the profit on the sale of a dining chair is 80 kwacha and the profit on a garden chair is 50 kwacha, how many chairs of each type should Mipando make in order to maximize the profit? Okay, so what we're supposed to do in this case is to come up with the objective function or the profit equation or function, if you like. So this is going to be in order to maximize profit. So we are looking at C, in order to maximize profit. Okay, we have 80 kwacha of what on each dining chair plus 50 kwacha on each garden chair. All right, so how many of each? So since this is our visible region here, this is our visible region, so we're going, like, the easiest that we can do here, we're going to go for the regions that are in the we're going to get the coordinates that are in the corners of this visible region. For instance, what I mean, this point here, what are the coordinates here? Here, what are the coordinates here? This point, what are the coordinates? So these are the coordinates that we're going to get. So we can start with this one. What are the coordinates here? This is 20, 60. Then when you come to this one, this is 10, 20. This is 10, 20. Then we have another one here which is 10, 30. Then the last one here is what? 60, 20. 60, 20. Now, as you may know that this is the x and this is the y. X is what? The dining chairs. Y is the what? Garden chairs. And the profit function is this one. So we need to begin to slot in each pair of these coordinates into this one and see which one will give us the highest amount here. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is we are supposed to do this. Profit is equals to this. So we say 80 multiplied by 20 here plus 50 multiplied by, what do we have? Are we together? Then for the second one, we also say 8, 10 plus 50. What is the y coordinate? 20. Okay. You repeat this process and you get the amounts this side. Okay. So this is what you are going to get. This is what you are going to get. So you do this. Your calculator will help you get these values. Okay. Then, now, for the amounts of monies that we're getting here, look at a combination that gives you the highest amount. Look at the combination. The highest amount here is 5,800 kwacha. So what combination gave us this? It's 60, 20. So 60, I've told you that the x is what? It's the dining. Okay? Chairs. 20 is the garden chairs. So, meaning, to maximize profit, Mr. Mpando must make 60 what? Dining chairs, okay? And the 20 garden chairs. This is the combination that gave us the highest amount. Okay? This is what the combination that gave us highest amount. Alright? Then we have another question, which is the last one, and this is very easy to answer. It says, what is this maximum profit? So what is this maximum profit? And this question is D. So the maximum profit is this same highest amount that we got here. So in this case, it will be 5,800 kwacha. Okay? So that is what this question is all about, and that is what we are expected to do. You get 12 marks for doing this. Okay? You get 12 marks for doing this. You get your 12 marks for doing this. Okay? So this takes us to question 8. Okay? So here is question 8. I hope it's clear. Question 8a. In triangle ABC below, AC is equals to 275 kilometers. Angle BAC is equals to 125 degrees. And angle ACB is equals to 40 degrees, as you can see here. Then calculate Roman numeral 1, the distance. The distance what? BC. So where is this distance? BC. It's this distance here. Okay. It's this distance here. So what we can do here is, let's come up with a sketch here on the paper so that we don't deaden the question paper. Okay. So this is the triangle here. This is a triangle. So the first thing that we are supposed to do here, take note, here we are given that it's 275 kilometers. Okay. So the first thing that we are supposed to do here, in this case where we are given where we're given these angles in this case, is to add this, is to find this angle here. So how do we find this angle? These three angles in a triangle add up to 180. These three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So we add these two and subtract them from 180. So this is going to give us 15 degrees. We need just to do that in advance. Where you are given two angles, find the other angle also, so that you do not have issues. Where you're given two angles, just find the other angle in advance. Okay, then we come to this. Find which one? BC. So we want the length of BC. And this is trigonometry. So you need to understand which rule is applicable here. This is going to be sine rule. Okay, this is going to be sine rule. Cosine rule does not apply here. So sine rule is going to work here in the sense that we have the angle and its corresponding side given. And this angle, of course, this angle is not directly given, but we could easily find it. That's what we're supposed to do. Then this one, we have the angle, but we do not have the what? The corresponding side. So that is going to give us. So we can use, here we're going to use sine rule. So we have, this is 8a1. So we're going to use sine rule here, which states that BC, which is this side, goes with sine A, okay? Sine A, and take note that BC is represented by the small letter A, okay? So this is equals to, we can say AC over sine B, because the other side that we are using should have both the side and the angle. Okay, that's what we saw. This one we have the side and the angle. So this is going to be maintained like this. So we have BC over sine A. The angle at A is what? 125 degrees. This is equals to AC is what? 275 kilometers over sine. Okay, so now look at this one. What are we supposed to do here? What are we supposed to do here? You'll discover that you need to cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you're going to have BC sine 15 degrees. This is equals to sine 125 degrees multiplied by 275 kilometers. Now we want to find BC here. We want to find BC. So we'll divide both sides by sine what? 15. Also here by sine 15. So BC will be equals to sine 125 multiplied by 275 divided by sine 15. Okay, so here the calculator can help us do the work. Okay, we have sine what? 125 multiplied by 275, okay, divided by sine 15. What are we getting? Okay, we're going to discover that. What are we going to get? What are we going to get here? Okay. Okay, this is what we're let's look at our calculator. I think our calculator is, we need to change the mode of our calculator. That SD should not be there. So we need to go to 1. Yes. Let's redo it. I think the calculator was in a wrong mode. So we need to have sine 125 multiplied by 275 divided by sine 15. Okay. Are we getting the same thing? What are we getting? We're getting the same thing. Okay, let me check. Let me check before we confirm the answer. Oh yeah, I think we have to change the mode of our calculator here. It's in gradient, so we need to take it to degrees. Yes. Okay, let's try it now and see what we are going to get. So we have sine 125 multiplied by 275. Okay. Divided by sine 15. Let's see. Okay. This is what we are supposed to get. This is what we are supposed to get. All right. This is what we are supposed to get as our answer, which is what? 0.36. Okay, now we know that always we are taught to round off to 3 significant figures. So this one, when we write it, we have also 4 here, it goes on. So you can write this one just as that's what we're going to get here. Okay. So then the next question is going to be this area of triangle ABC. Area of triangle, so this we have 870 kilometers. So area of triangle ABC. So when we want to find the area, we always say 0.5. In this case, this is the same as half, okay? 1/2. Then in this case now, we are going to use which two sides? A, B, sine C. So 0.5 multiplied by what is our A? Our A is 870. Our B is 275 multiplied by sine the angle which is at C here, 40. Then we can let the calculator do the job. 0.5 multiplied by 870 multiplied by 275 multiplied by sine 40. Okay. So what are we going to get? We're going to get 76893.46781. So you round off these to 3 significant figures. It's going to give us 76900. Here. Okay. That's what we are going to get here. Okay. Now, from this point, we need to go to. Okay. This other question that says, find the shortest distance from A to BC. From A to BC. From A to BC here. So at this point, it even forms 90 degrees. So it's like we have it in this manner. Okay. It even forms a 90 degrees here. So this one has become our height. So the shortest distance here, we say it's the same as h is equals to 2 multiplied by area over the base. So 2 multiplied by, what is our area? We can use this one, okay, which is not rounded off. We can use this one, which is not rounded off here. Say 7, 6, 8, 9, 3.467 over base. The base is this part, which is 8. Okay. Now, if you also realize that this one is rounded off here, so we can actually also use something that is not rounded off, but because we've rounded it off twice, so maybe let's get back this one, a full one, so that we can use it as it is, just to avoid so we said sine 1, 2 multiplied by 2, 7, 5 divided by sine 1, 15. So this is supposed to be, again here we write this as 3, 6, 4, 1, 2, 6, 8. Okay, but I will use these ones after, so we can now do it. So 2 multiplied by 7, 6, 8, 9, 3.4, 6, 7, 8, 1 divided by 870.3, 6, 4, 1, 3, 6, 4, 1, 2, 6, 8 equals. So we are going to get the shortest distance is equals to 176.692640. And round off this, it can give us, okay, kilometers. Set correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to get here. That's what we are supposed to get here. So remember that this question continues. Remember that this question continues. We have question 8b. Question 8b. Okay. Question 8b reads, solve the equation 13 cos theta is equals to 5, 4, 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 300. And okay, so this is 8b. We are told that 13 cos theta equals to 5. Then since we are looking at the 4 quadrants, all of them, because of from 0 up to 360, so it's a complete term. So what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? So here we can say we need to remain with the cos theta here, so you divide both sides by 13. So we're going to have 13. Okay? So then we continue to find the value of theta here. What are we supposed to do? Find the value of theta here. What are we supposed to do? So theta is equals to cos inverse 5 divided by 13. Okay, so let's do that. So this is going to give us, you can say inverse, then we say 5 divided by 13, close brackets. What do we get? So this is going to give us 67.4. Okay. Now you should know that because we are told that it's from 0 up to 360 degrees, from 0 up to 360 degrees, then we'll be looking at all the quadrants. So now, cos is positive in the first quadrant here. It's positive, and also here in the fourth quadrant. So here we are looking at this angle, and we also look at this one here. Okay? So the values of theta will be, the first one, it will be this same one. Then the other one, because we are using this value here, even here it's the same value. So to get the angle of cos in the third quadrant, we are going to say 360 degrees minus 67.4. Okay, so we're going to say 360 degrees minus 67.4. What do we get? We're going to get 292.6. So these are the angles that we're going to deal with for theta. We're going to have this one in the first quadrant and this one in the third quadrant. So they are supposed to be 2. Okay? Then we go to 8C. We go to 8C. Go to 8C. Okay? Go to 8C. My pupils are making noise. Okay, so we can continue. Sorry about that noise. So now, this is the question that we are considering on C. It's from algebra. We need to simplify. So how do we simplify this? We need to factorize. Okay? We need to factorize this one here, the numerator part. Okay? How do we factorize it? 2 is common there. Minus 9 over 3. Sorry. This is supposed to be what? So we're supposed to factorize this part, minus 9 over x plus 3. Then we go on to break down this one. We can use a difference of 2 squares here. X squared minus 3 squared over, we go further and say 2x plus 3 x minus 3, using a difference of 2 squares, then x plus 3. So this and this will simplify. Then we're going to have x minus 3 as our answer. X minus 3 will be our final answer. Okay, so this is the end of question 8. We need to go to question 9 now. Okay, so question 9A reads, the table below shows the distribution of the ages of 30 football players at a school. So there we have the table. Age, which is x years, okay? Frequency, okay? So I'm sure you should be able to understand the interpretation here. It means we didn't have a player. None of the players had 10 years. Then about 2 of them were 11 years. 5 of them were 12 years, just like that. Then calculate the standard deviation. Calculate the standard deviation. So here there are 2 formulas that we are given in the. We're given 2 formulas here to calculate standard deviation. We have this one and this one. Both of them are for what? For grouped data. So we are going to use this one. So we'll formulate a table that has got these parts here. Okay, we'll formulate a table that has got these parts to help us come up with them. Okay, so this is what we are going to come up with. So we are supposed to say we need to have x, okay, and we need to have f, which is the frequency. Then we need to have fx, okay, as well as x squared. Then the last part we need to have fx squared. Okay, so we can have this information just like this, like that. Okay, then we need now to continue. And if you looked at the table where we have x here, okay, if you looked at the table, we have x, okay, where we have the edge here, we have x, isn't it? So our x here, we're going to write these values of x. We have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, these are the values that we have for the x. Then we come to frequency. Frequency, we're getting these ones here, the corresponding frequencies. So we have 0, 2, 5, 7, 8, 6, and 2. So this part here, it's telling us to multiply. You need to multiply f by x. So which is 0 multiplied by 10, we're going to get. And this part here, what are we supposed to do? Okay, what are we supposed to do here? This part we're supposed to multiply 2 multiplied by 11, we're going to get 22. Then this one, what are we supposed to do? You multiply, you get 60. Then this part is x squared. Okay, where is our x? Our x is 10. When you square this 10, what do you get? You get 100. Then this one, x squared. What do we square? We are squaring 11. What do we get? 121. We square this one, our x, what do we get? 144. Then look at this part, f multiplied by x squared. What is our f? Our f is 0. 0 multiplied by 100, we're going to get 100 here. This part we have f, which is 2, multiplied by x squared. What do we get? 242. And this part, what are we supposed to get? You multiply 5, okay? You're supposed to multiply 5 by x squared. What are you going to get? 5 multiplied by 144, 720. So we're getting 720. So you repeat this process, okay? You repeat this process. After you have repeated this process, you add all the numbers that you're going to get here, which is summation of fx squared. You add here. What are you going to get? You repeat this process, and also you add here summation of f, and we also need this one, summation of what? You add these three parts, okay? You add, and then you see what you're going to get, if it will be the same values as what I'm going to get. So let's do that. Okay, so I said pause the video and finish the process on your own. Okay, so if you finish the process, this is what you're going to get. You'll get something like this. You add these ones here, all of them, and these ones you also add these ones. Now, leading to our formula, it's important that we find mean. We need mean, as we need to find mean is the same as x bar. So x bar, this is found by summation of fx divided by summation of f. So here what are we getting? We have 407 over 30. So what are we going to get here? So we have 407 divided by 30. So we're going to get 13.566. 14.56. How many sixes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then 7. Okay, that's what we're getting, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then when you go to our formula now, when you check one of our formulas, it states that standard deviation is equals to summation of f(x) squared over summation of f minus x bar squared. So we proceed. This part, what did we get? We got 5575 divided by 30. Okay? Minus 13.56 squared. Okay? So what do we get? Okay? Okay. So we can do it now on our calculator and put the brackets like this. Okay. So the first thing that you're supposed to do, you do the square root, then open brackets. What do you write now? 5, 5, 7, 5 divided by what? 30. Divided by 30, then minus, you write this whole thing as it is. Please don't round off the mean. Don't round off the mean, you'll be penalized in an exam. Okay? Because you'll be rounding twice in the same question. You'll be rounding off twice in the same question. So minus 13.56 7 squared, close brackets, equals. So this is what you are going to get. Okay? This is what you are going to get. So now you know that you need to round off this, of course, to 3 significant figures. So it will be like 1 point. But you can first write it in full as it is before you round off. You can write it in full, then you round off. But the final answer correct to 3 significant figures will be this one. Okay, so this was the part A of question 9. So we go to question B now. Okay. Okay. So question 2B, we are told use the table above, copy and complete the relative cumulative frequency table. Okay. Using the table above, copy and complete the relative cumulative frequency table below. Okay, so our concentration will just be here on the table. Okay, because the information that we needed from this table is already here. So we need to complete. We have got 1, 2, 3 slots here. So what we are supposed to do here, remember we are dealing with what? Relative cumulative frequency. So what we are supposed to do here, we copy. So this 14 you divide by the total frequency, which is 30. What do you get? Say 14 divided by 30. Get, now you need to round off these two decimal places. So we are told you copy. I copied this thing already on the graph paper here. So you write 0.47. Okay, then we come to the next one here. It will be 22 divided by 30. 22 divided by 30. What do we have? You've seen, you round off again these to 2 decimal places to be, okay, 0.73. Then we'll come to 28. 28 divided by 30. This is going to give you 0.93. 0.93. Okay. That is that part. We have done that part there. Then now we come to the Roman numeral 2. So using a scale of 2 centimeters, okay? This is the 2 centimeter box here. This is 2 centimeter from this point up to this one. This is 2 centimeter from here up to this one. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis from 10. So there's no need of starting from 1. You start from 10 and end on what? 16. Because these are the coordinates that we want. And a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 0. What? 0.1 unit on the y-axis from 0.0 up to 0.1. Draw a smooth relative cumulative frequency table. So this is what we are supposed to do. This is what we are supposed to do. Here, for the x, you start from 0, 10, okay, up to 16. Then this side, we are told 2 centimeters to represent 0.1. Isn't it? Represent 0.1 units. Then we go on like that up to what? 1.0. Up to 1.0. Then now we need to what? To draw a smoothly relative cumulative frequency curve. So now what do we do? The middle part, when it comes to plotting, the middle part you ignore it. We are dealing with the relative cumulative what? Frequency. The middle part was only helping us to come up with these values. So now we'll be dealing with 10,00. So 10,00, it's this point here. Then 11,0.07. Okay. So 11 point, this is 0.01, 0.02, 0.03. So you go up to the 7th one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 0.07 here where we are. This is 0.07, this point here. Okay? This is 0.07 at this point. If you want here, each one of these units, you can divide 0.1 by 10 because they are 10. You will get 0.01. So as you move each step, it gives you 0.01. Then 12 is what? 12,0.23. 12,23. So this is 212223. So it's this point here. Then 13,0.47. 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this one. Then 14 goes with 0.73. So 14, 0.7 is 1, 2, 3. So this one here. Then 15 is 0.93. So 15, 0.93 again to be 1, 2, 3. Then the last one, which is 16, is 16, 1.0 or 1.00, which is this one here. The last one, this is 1.0 and 16. So where do they meet? They're meeting here. Okay. Then now you join them. These you join them with a what? Smooth. So you can use a pencil so that you don't make a mistake. You can use a pencil to avoid making a mistake. I've just used a pen so that it's clearer. Okay. So this is what you're supposed to get. Okay. This is what you're supposed to get. Then the next question now here is showing your method clearly. Use your graph to estimate the 9th percentile. So what we are supposed to do here is to say 9th percentile is 90 over 100 multiplied by what do we have here? The total is like 1. I'm just trying to help you simplify it. Okay? So what do you get here? This is going to give you 0.9. So you come to 0.9 here. Okay? And you come to 0.9, which is this one here. Then you draw a line here like this. Then from here you come down. Come down and see what you're going to get. So this is going to give you 14 point. Okay, how do we count this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14.8, 14.9. So the 9th percentile is equals to 14.9 or 14.8, somewhere there. So this is what we are supposed to get here, and I'm sure this question is also done. Okay, I'm sure this question is also done, and we're supposed to go to another question, which is question 10. So question 10a reads, the diagram below shows a frustum TQRS of a cone. Take pi as 3.142. The diagram is shown here. Given that US is equals to 3 centimeters, UV is equals to 10 centimeters, and RV is equals to 8 centimeters, calculate its volume. Okay, calculate its volume. So how do we calculate the volume of a frustum? Now, take note that this is a conical frustum. This is a conical frustum. And what we do in this case is we can use the formula, which is, when we are dealing with a conical frustum, we can use this formula, which is pi r plus r. Okay. Where in this case this is our H, this is our R, and this is our capital R. Okay, that's all. So now, using the information that we are given here, we have 3,142 multiplied by the height, which is 10 over 3. What is it? We have 8 squared plus 3 squared plus 8 multiplied by 3, close brackets. So if you want, we can go on with this and say 3.142 multiplied by 10 over 3. Then you work out what is in the brackets. What are you going to get? You can just say 8 squared plus 3 squared plus 8 multiplied by 3. Sorry. Multiplied by 3. What do we get? This gives us 97. Okay. So, in other words, it's like we are dealing with 3.142 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 97 over 3. Okay? So you can use our calculator here to say 3.142 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 97 equals, then say divided by 3. What do you get? This is what you are going to get. You're getting 0.913333. So when you write this correct to 3 significant figures, you can say, okay. Now remember, what are we dealing with? Volume, isn't it? If you want, you can say 3 significant figures. This is what is going to be our answer. So what is going to be our answer? So we got question B. Question B of question of 10. Okay. So question B is earth geometry, and it reads: the points K, L, and M are on the surface of the earth as shown in the diagram below. Take pi as 3.142 and radius 6,370 kilometers. The diagram is given here. In Roman numeral number 1, find the difference in longitude between K and L. K and L. So look at where they are. K is west, L is east. So when you have got this case, this is west, this is east, this is west. So you need to add them to find the difference. It's as simple as that. So I will say 10p 60 plus 30. This is going to give us 90 degrees. It's as simple as that. Then calculate or find in kilometers the distance LM. LM, okay? So these two places are on the same what? Longitude. So what formula do we use in this case? We say theta is equals to 360 multiplied by 2 pi radius. Okay? What are we supposed to do here? Theta is the difference in the latitude here, so we need to, okay, M, this is 45 south, this is 50 north, so we need to add these two. When you add them, they'll give you 95. So you have 95 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by okay, take note, this is in kilometers. So we can use our calculators here. Let's try to use our calculators. What are we going to get? Okay, let me show you the process. So you say 95 divided by 360 multiplied by multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 600. Okay, what are we getting? So this is what we are going to get, isn't it? So sometimes they advise that the best you can do is to write this whole number, this number as a whole. You write it, everything, before you round off, because sometimes you may fail to round off, isn't it? So let's round off. After you have written it in full, now we can round off to 3 significant figures. So what are we going to have? 1, 2, 3. So we get rid of 6, isn't it? So this will end up giving us what? Okay, when you round off to 3 significant figures. Okay, then the other one, which is the last part, is KL. KL now is this part. They are on the same what? They are on the same latitude. So the formula that we use is what? SM on theta, except that we're going to have, then here we can say cos x. This is just the latitude where the 2 points are. Okay, the latitude where the 2 points are, which is now 50 degrees in this case. So now the first thing that we're supposed to do again, we're saying theta here is the difference in longitude, which we already found as 90 over 360 into 3.142 multiplied by 6, so multiplied by cos 50 degrees, okay, or just 50. Then when you work this one out, do it on your calculator, okay, do it on your calculator. When you find your answer and round it to 3 significant figures like we did here, you'll be able to get your answer as 6, 4. This is what is going to be your answer. Okay? This is what is going to be your answer. So these are the answers that you needed here. Okay? So now we can go to question 11. Okay, so welcome to question 11. We are almost there. I hope you are enjoying the lesson. Okay? Let's get to question 11, which is transformation. What does the question read? Question reads as follows. Study the diagram below and answer the questions that follow. Here is the diagram. Here is the diagram. Okay. Here is the diagram. Okay. Have you seen it? Let's go to the questions now. Question A. An enlargement maps ABC onto A1, B1, C1. Find the center of enlargement and the scale factor. Very simple. Okay. This one, where is it? ABC. Where is ABC? We need to find where is this angle. Okay. We need to find angle ABC. Okay. ABC maps an enlargement. This is mapped onto, okay, A1, C1, and B1 here. It's an enlargement. So what are we supposed to do to find the center of enlargement? Okay, that's very simple. So we pick 2 points that are corresponding here. For instance, if you want, you can get, what do we say? You can get from this, the object, you can get A, this is our A, isn't it, on the object, and then its corresponding point on the image is this one. So we can join these two, join them. My ruler is too short. Okay, let's pick another pair of points. So we can pick, for instance, B1, B and B1. We draw a straight line here. Draw a straight line, okay, which is just along the what? The x-axis. Then we can also pick C and D. C1. You actually discover that these 2 points are meeting right at the origin. So the center of enlargement here The center of enlargement is the origin itself. Of course, you don't write your answers here. You write on a separate answer sheet, the booklet that they're given. So here, this is what is going to be the answer here. But I'm saying in your case, don't put your answers here, okay? Then the scale factor. Now, the scale factor, what are we supposed to do? The scale factor, what are we supposed to do? So, we can even get this side here, which is like, you know that the distance, we can say A1 and the B1 divided by AB. So from this point, what do we have? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is 4. And this side, this is 1, 2. This is 1, 2 here. And this side, it's 4. So what are you going to get? This gives us 2. But when you look at where the center is, okay, you have the object this side and the image the other side. When the center is in the middle of these two, your scale factor, your scale factor should be negative. So the answer here is a negative 2. The answer here is a negative 2. Are we together? That's what you're supposed to do. Then we go on to the next one, which is B. Triangle ABC is mapped onto A2, B2 by a single transformation. Describe fully this transformation. Let's come. Look at this. Okay, so in most cases, when the size has not changed, we rush to think of rotation, translation, and reflection. Okay, so even when you just look at this, reflection can't do, translation can't do. What about rotation? Okay, rotation makes sense here. So let's try to see. So this thing is like you rotate it like this. You rotate it. When you move it once like this, the C will go up, isn't it? Something like that. So that's what you do. Now, if it's rotation, you know we need to find the center of rotation, the angle, and the direction. But already the orientation here is showing us that this moved in a clockwise direction. This moved in a clockwise direction. Okay? But to find the center of, to find the center of rotation, we need to bisect. Okay, what are we supposed to do? For instance, we're going to pick this point, which is on the image, on the object, and this one, okay? We assume that we have a straight line here, then we bisect that same straight line. How do we bisect? Remember, it should be more than half. This must be more than half. This must be more than half here. So you draw an arc this side and another arc here. Okay. My compass is not fair and I don't have a rubber. Okay, so let's just try to adjust it. Now I fear to adjust it because of this side. Okay, let's try and see how it can be. Okay, let's redo it and see how it will come. So this is going to be, I'm trying to come back to this same line so that we do not deaden the diagram. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, then this side, where is it? It will be difficult for us to see, I hope. Okay, so it's this one. There are like 3, so we look at the one that is inside there. Look at the one that is like inside here. Then we change, we come to this side. There's this point, and another point here. Very good. So you've seen the point of intersection. There is this one here and another one which is here. So now these two, we need to join them. We join them. Now when we join them, we will discover that they are falling on the what? On the x-axis. So let's just take it that, okay, the one bisector which we have is the x-axis. Take note of that. Then we can also pick another one, which is like, if we want C and C, or B, let's go for B and B. Remember, it should be more than half. We have a straight line here. So if I draw an arc this side, and I also, also draw another on this side. I hope you are seeing this. Then I move now to B here. This, I hope you can see that arc, and another one here. So where are they meeting? They are meeting at this point and this one here. So you need to join these 2 points. So you've seen again, when you join these 2 points, remember that we had one line that was straight on the x-axis. And where have the two met? The two have met here. The two have met here, which is again the origin. Okay, which is again the origin. So this is a rotation. Okay, this is a rotation. Okay, so this is going to be rotation. Rotation. The center of rotation is what? 0, 0. If you want, you can say the origin. Then I told you that the direction you can just see from the orientation. The direction is what? This is clockwise. Direction you can say clockwise. Okay? Then what has remained? The angle. So the angle, the only thing that you can do maybe to you join one point from the image to the center, and you also join the other corresponding side to the center. For instance, if we pick B on the object, it's this one. So when you join a straight line from B up to the center, again you come to B on the image, which is this B2. When you join it to the center, you'll see that the two are going to form a 90 degrees angle. So the angle here is going to be 90 degrees. So this is how we are supposed to describe this. We can say it's a rotation, okay? The center of rotation is the origin, the direction is clockwise, and the angle is 90. That's important, okay? Okay, so question C here we're told triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A3, B3, C3 by a stretch. Find the matrix which represents this transformation. It's very important at this point to know the matrices. First of all, what is the invariant line? In this case, the invariant line is what? Is the y-axis. In this case, the invariant line is the y-axis. Okay? So this has been put perpendicular this side to the y-axis. So you need to know what is the matrix, the matrix that represents a transformation under stretch when the invariant line is the y-axis or x is equals to 0. So here we are helping one another to revise, and I want you to take note of these two matrices here. Okay? Take note of these two matrices. Stretch, when the invariant line is y is equals to 0, that is the first one. So which one is applying here? The second one, the invariant line is the y-axis. What does this mean? X is equal to 0. So this is what we are using here as the invariant line. We're going to use the second matrix. Okay, so just like I showed you, you can see here when the invariant line is the y-axis, where x is equals to 0. Okay, what matrix do we use? The matrix that we are using, as you saw, it is this one. This is the matrix that we are using. So all what we need to do here is to find the value of what? K. Then we put K here, and then we'll be done. So we're going to look at the distance, okay? The distance from the invariant line, okay? The invariant line is here. What is the distance? You can pick one point, like up to A from the invariant line. You count the steps. Count the steps. What do we have? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4. Then what about the distance from the invariant line up to the point here? Or for instance, A on the image, it will be 1, 2. So it is 2. Okay? Now, because this one is put going to, so then you will see that this one was put going to the left, was put going to the left. So because of that, then we're going to take it as like -4, this one, isn't it? So because this one is put going to the left, like this is negative, as you may know, okay? Like when we're going down and to the left, it's a negative. So this is going to give us negative what? -2. So to write the matrix here, we just get this same matrix, and where is K there, we put what? -2, 0, 0, 1. That's what we are supposed to do. This is what will be our answer. Then we have got C. Under C, we still have find the area scale factor. The area scale factor. So meaning we just need to find the, like you're finding the areas of these two triangles. You find the area of this one. This is a right angle triangle. Okay. You are finding the area of these two triangles. So when you look at this one, if you want to find the area, for instance, if you are putting it in this position, this is the height, isn't it? This is the height here. Okay. This is the height, and it will be like 4, and the base is going to be 2. So when you want to find the area, it will be like 1 multiplied by, what is the base? The base is 2 multiplied by 4. So when you simplify this one, the area here of the bigger one will give you what? 4. Then when you come to the area of this other one, it will be like the base is 2, the height is 2. So it will be like 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. This will give you 2. Then now you need to divide. You divide this 4 by this 2, which is going to give you 2. Okay? Okay, so this is what we are supposed to have as the area scale factor. But when you look at the orientation, okay, of the image from the object, it has been put going to like the left. Okay, so the same thing that we're talking about here. So it's the same as the scale factor. So this can also be like -2. It's easy, -2. So area is the same as -2. So as you can see, it's the same as like the scale factor there. Okay. Okay, so the last one, which is D, a transformation matrix, which is 1, 0, 2, 1, maps triangle ABC onto triangle A4, B4, C4, not drawn on the diagram. Find the coordinates. So I mean, this is very simple. So what you're supposed to do here just is to get this matrix, which is 1, 0, 2, 1, and then get the coordinates of this matrix here. So we start with A. What is the coordinate of A? It's 2 and 2. B, it's what? 2, 0. B here, it's 2, 0. Then C, which is this part, it's 0, 0, 1. Okay? It's 0, 1. Read together. 0, 1. So you try now to multiply these matrices. Take note that this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay? So let's see what we're going to get. The first one is going to give us, you multiply row by column. So this is going to give us 2. So this will give us 2. This other one also give us 2. Okay. This this one is supposed to give us what? Let's see. So then this one is going to give us 0. The second one now, 2. This is 4 plus this one, supposed to get 6. And this is 4 plus this one, you get 0. 4, this and that, and this one, we're supposed to get 1. Okay? So these will be the coordinates of A4, B4, C4. You can write them if you want in this manner. The 2, 6, B4 is 2, 4, and the C4 is 0, 1. So these are the coordinates that we're going to get here. Okay? Welcome to the last question now, which is question 12. All right. Okay? So now we come to question 12. This is question 12. So I'm going to deal with the A, then I come to B. Okay, so let's look at A. Answer this part of the question on a sheet of a graph paper. Okay, the values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equals to x cubed minus 5x plus 3. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. So here is the table. Calculate the value of k. So what are we supposed to do to find the value of k? We are supposed to get this same y is equals to find the value of k, we need to replace, while there is x here, we need to put negative what? Negative 3. 3 minus plus 3. So this is going to give us negative 27. Negative 27 plus 15 plus 3. Okay? So what are we going to get here? This is going to be negative 27 plus 18. Okay? So this is going to give us negative 9. Okay? Please don't worry about these things. If you are doubting, you can always use your calculator. Negative 27 plus 18. Get negative 9. Okay? So that is the value of k. So now we know that this is what we're supposed to have here. Here where we have k, it's what? Negative 9. Then using a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis. So x-axis will run from negative 3 to positive 3, and 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on the y-axis from negative 10 up to draw the... Okay, so what are we supposed to do here? Let's draw. So remember, this is where we are. Okay, so this I have already done it for me. So this is supposed to be 0. Remember, here was supposed to be 1, 2, 3. And also this side we're supposed to have 1, 2, 3 negative, that is. Then for the y, it's from negative 10 to 20. So this, we're told 2 centimeters represent 5 units. So this is going to be 5, then negative 10. And up here we're going up to 20. So we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay. Then now we begin to plot. Don't forget that question 12a, Roman numeral 1, k is equals to negative 9. Okay. Then 2, we can say refer to the graph that we've drawn here. Okay, so now what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to say we begin to plot these points. The first one is negative 3, negative 9, which is k. So where do we have that? It's this point here. Okay, it's this point here. You should know how to count. These two of these, they'll give you a 1. So this is the point, and followed by negative 2, 5. Negative 2, 5, it's this point here. Okay. Then negative 1, 7. Negative 1, 7. 7 is here. Okay. Then 0, 3. 0, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This point here. Then 1, negative 1. 1, negative 1 is this point here. The same one is this point here. Okay, this point here. That is where 1, 1 is. Then 2, 1. 2, 1 is this point here. Then 3, 15. 3, 15 is this point here. Then we join these points using a smooth curve. Okay, we join them nice. Okay, like this. This is what we are supposed to have. So you can say this is our graph, which is y is equals to x minus 5, x plus 3. Okay. So what are we having here now? What are we going to have? We need to continue to the next one. So use your graph to solve. Okay, to solve this. So how do we solve this one? So now look at what we have here. 3 is no longer this side, isn't it? 3 is no longer this side. So we'll be solving the equation. We'll be solving the equation. We'll be solving the equation. 3 is no longer this side. So we are going to say y is equals to, what do we have this side? We have a 0. So we add it to the other side. Here, what did we have? This 3 which has disappeared, we add it to this one. So we're going to be dealing with this point, this as the equation here. That's what we shall be solving now. So we're going to go and draw a line at this point. Okay, we'll go and draw a line at this point where y is equals to 3. So we come here and look at where y is equals to 3. It's this same point here where y is equals to 3. So you draw a straight line like this. Then you can say y is equals to 3. So where they meet here, these points are the ones that we want, the x coordinates here. So this is going to be this is going to be we get the x coordinate here. This is what? Roman numeral 3a. So Roman numeral 3a. So what is the x coordinate here? This is negative what? Negative 2.12. So we have negative 2.12. This is the value of x, or x is equals to this point here. What is the x coordinate here? It's 0. Okay, going to be equals to 0. Alright, then we come to this point here, which is also 2.2. 2.2. So the x coordinates will be these three x coordinates. X is equal to this, or x is equal to this, or x is equal to all these here. Okay, then we come to b. B, what is it? B we have, okay, B is about the area. So estimate the area bounded by the curve. Then we say where y is equals to 3, which is this one, which we have already done. Y is equals to 3, and then x is equals to negative 2. X is equals to negative 2, it's this point. So we are looking at this point here. This region here is what we are looking at. Just in case, this region here is what we are looking at. Okay. So we can take note, we are confining ourselves this part. That's what we are looking at. So I can take 3 parts from this region here. I just want to take 3 parts. So we can divide it like this, as well as this one. Okay, so where I'm going to take this part as a trapezium, and this one a triangle, then this one also as a triangle. Okay, so let's see what we are supposed to do here. So the first one, which we have taken as a trapezium here, we need to look at this distance here. Okay, I need to look at this distance. For instance, this one from this point, or let's say from here up to this point, what are we counting? So this is 1, 2. So here we have 2. Okay, then again we are using the measurements on the scale here. This from this is also 2 here. Okay, then what about this from this point up to this one? So we are getting this one here. So this is like 1.1 2 3 4 5 6. It's like this is 1.6. Okay, so as you may know, a trapezium, we use the formula 1/2, then a plus b. So a plus b are these parallel lines, which is 2 plus 1.6. Then and the height here, and our height is 2, which is this one here. Okay, then plus, I'll come back to this smaller triangle here. You know, I'm sure the area of a triangle is found by a right angle triangle. The base, what is the base here? We are looking at this one. 1 2 3 4 5. This is 1 2 3 4 1. Okay, so this is 5. So even this one here is supposed to be 5. Take note of that. This is also supposed to be 5. So the distance here is going to be 1.5. That is the base. Then the height is equals to 2. This one here, height is equals to 2 here. So now we can simplify this part here. What are we going to get? This. Okay, or maybe before we simplify this one, we can also add the other triangle here, which is what? 1 over 2. What is the base here? The base is 1. And the height, we are still using the same height, which is 2. So now we can break this one down. As you may know, this and that will give us 1. So this whole part has given us 1. Okay? And also this and that to be 1. So this whole part has given us 1.5. Okay? Then this and that, this also gives us 1. So this, you add this one. This gives us 3.5. So when you bring this one here, it will give you what? This one to give us what? This will give us 4, 5, and 6. So that's what you're getting. If you want, you can use your calculator. You have 1.5 plus 3.5 plus 1. What do you get? You're getting your 6 here. Okay, you're going to get your 6 unit squared. 6. So this is going to be our 6 units squared. That's what we're going to get. So now we go to the last question. Okay. Taking you to the last question now. So the last question of 12 and the last question of the paper is from calculus, and it read as follows. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve y is equals to open brackets 2x plus 3 close brackets the power 3 at the point where x is equal to -1. Okay. So what are we supposed to do here? Okay, so this, we are told that find the equation to find the equation of the tangent to the curve. So the first thing that we are supposed to do, I'm sure you know that we need to find the gradient. Each time we need to write the equation. So how do we find the gradient? To find the gradient, we need to differentiate this one. So how do we differentiate this one? We are going to say dy dx is equals to, or if you want, we can write this one as like, okay? Okay, so you know that to differentiate this one, what are the rules of differentiation? We need to multiply this one by the coefficient here, which is going to give us 1 multiplied by 3, okay? Then we have 2x plus 3, then you less, okay? You less 1 from this one, so it will be 2, okay? So at this point, we are going to have 2x plus 3, and then 2. Okay, then at this point, we further differentiate what is inside, okay? We further differentiate what is inside. So when you differentiate what is inside, I'm sure you know that a constant will give you a 0, and this one, x will go, so will remain with a 2 here. That is the derivative of what is inside, okay? But then take note that this one will still maintain it here. We'll still maintain it here, okay? We'll still maintain this. So we're going to have 6. Okay, this is what we're going to get. So like this is our dy dx here. Okay, this is our dy dx. Then at this point now, we need to find the actual gradient. We need to find the actual what? We need to find the actual gradient. Okay, so how do we find the actual gradient now? We have been told that, remember here, where x is equal to -1. So we're going to say 6 is -1 here plus 3. So 6, what do we get? This will give you -2. So -2, or maybe let's say -2 plus 3. This is going to give us 6. Then you have 1 here. Okay. So this, when you simplify it, it will give you 6. So 6 is our gradient. 6 is our gradient. Okay. But then take note that to write the equation, we just don't need the gradient. We also need the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So we can go back to the original equation here, which is what? Y is equals to 2x plus 3. So that we can now replace where there's an x here. We put what? -1 plus 3. This is going to give us what? -2 plus 3. So this will give us what? This will give us +1 to the power 3, which will still give us 1. So now the coordinates that we are dealing with are -1, 1. Then our gradient, which is m, is equals to 6. So we can write the equation using these. And the equation is y1 mx minus x1. So our y1 is 1. This is equals to our gradient is 6. X minus our x1 is this one. So this gives us a plus because this is also, we have a minus and a minus, so we have +1. Then we have y minus equals 6x plus 6. So at this point, if you want, we can say y is equals to 6x plus 7. When this one comes this side, it will be plus. Or you can write this as y minus 6x is equals to 7. Okay? So we have come to the end of this lesson. And take note that my name is Mr. Mbondo. Okay? CB. My phone number is 0979 67 3809. I also, my co-presenter on this channel is Mr. Piri. Okay, his phone number is 0978 56 58 70. Okay, so please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. All right, goodbye.